Hello, everybody. So, it would appear that the Roach Lord himself has returned. He was gone for about a week, he was taking care of some stuff, but that doesn't matter right now because the first video of his that popped up on my dash was this one, and it's about iDubbbz. Now, I am enjoying the drama between Hassan and Ethan Klein, mostly because I remember a time where Ethan was one of the biggest creators, everybody loved him, and I always got a little stinky from him. Like, I didn't super vibe with him. Fucking loved Filthy Frank, loved PewDiePie. JonTron, kinda not my type of content. He was nice. I would check his stuff out, but not my type of thing. So, when everybody dogpiled JonTron for understanding statistics, it didn't really super affect me. But it did make me watch some of his content. Regardless, now iDubbbz has decided to get involved in the Hassan and Ethan drama on the side of Hassan, and I'm sure we've already talked about the content comp and how god awful terrible that was. But now it would appear that shit is going even worse for iDubbbz than it was before. Now, Creator Clash, which I'm pretty sure is what this is going to be about, is going to have its third iteration, and unfortunately, their biggest fight of the night, somebody who has been on iDubbbz's side since always, has decided to back out of the fight, most likely due to interference from Hassan's orbiters, calling him all sorts of names and shit, because I'm pretty sure he's of Jewish descent, and Hassan's orbiters were probably saying some anti-Semitic shit, and he probably this is just me completing things because we know no information whatsoever. He probably reached out to Ian saying, "Hey man, do you really want to be associating with these types of actual literal Nazis?" Because that's the thing that differentiates the Nazis from other authoritarian governments. It's the hating the Jews part. Other than that, they're just like generic authoritarian government. I don't even think they're fascistic. They're just authoritarian and dictatorial. And yeah, they just don't like Jews. Regardless, these literal Nazis, they like to call other people that, but whatever. And so it would appear that Ian has decided to be on the side of the Nazis, and so this guy has backed out. And because of that, Creator Clash is going to fail for the third time in a row. But with all that being said, I think we've set up this enough. It's been 3 whole minutes. You're probably sick of listening to me talk. You want to listen to what Asmongold has to say. So, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's go.
It looks like Creator Clash is... Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is.
100%. Yeah, it's very, very bad. Let's see here.
Tragic day for the 25 people who thought about going to Creator Clash 3, which is literally...
What is this guy's thing with 25? He just always goes for 25.
in a month and a half. Can we please have
I
a
didn't even
moment of
know about
silence
that.
to the 25 people who are going, please? I'm pretty sure everyone here knows about Creator Clash, the event hosted
I knew
by...
about the one last year. I did.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I like Misfits events a lot more. They're a lot more interesting to me because they actually have people who are capable of boxing, and it's not just a bunch of people settling internet beef over boxing matches.
Didn't even know this one was happening at all. They didn't do a good job advertising it in any capacity. This is the
He was too concerned doing the content cop, that's why.
video saying that it's falling apart is the first time that I heard about it.
Anissa and Anissa's husband, where influencers, my favorite word of all time, fight other influencers, and the money goes to charity. I've said this before, despite the fact that I don't like iDubbbz, I think he's a loser, I think he's a lot of things. I don't want to...
I never really watched his content, but he was cool. He used to be cool, and then I think he got with Anissa and he switched his friend group around, and now he's just the worst type of person. Not only does he ignore his past sins, well, no, because they're not really sins. He just had a sense of humor in 2012 that was fit for 2012, and rather than just moving on and say, yeah, it was funny at the time, but you know, we've all grown up. It's come on, let's Let's move on. Let's get funnier things that are different, right? Let's evolve. No, he just says that was never funny. That was always bad. All my fans are weirdos. You're all terrible. And it's like he's allowed to move on, but nobody else is.
Repeat myself, but I don't want the event to fail because number one,
I do.
I think
Because funny.
it's a good concept.
We can make videos about it if it fails.
Number two, a certain percentage
fine,
of
yeah.
whatever the event makes, it goes towards charity.
Yeah, but the past two events like barely gave anything to charity, if I'm not mistaken, because they barely made enough money because Ian's a really, really bad at that sort of thing. Like straight up, Ian should have joined forces with KSI, and they should have just made Misfits super strong.
I'm never going to pray on a charity event to go bad. The only people
I don't think that you can hide behind charity if you're doing something that's problematic.
I don't think they're doing anything that's problematic. They're just doing stuff that nobody cares about or nobody wants to support. That's it.
I think that a lot of people do that and they try to say, oh, well, it's for charity, so it's okay. I think that something is either good or bad, and the goodness or badness of it can't really, like, there's like a bit of a shift, right? If you're doing something for charity.
Somebody in the chat, you can't see it because I'm blocking it because I want to surprise you with the stuff that I see in Asmongold's chat. Somebody said USAID. Y'all think that USAID was supporting Creator Clash? That would be hilarious.
But in a general sense, I don't like the idea like, oh, well, I'm doing this for charity, so it's okay for me to do something that's
Probably not, because it's not like in Asia or Africa, right?
problematic.
that are going to be affected by this are the people that need it the most. So do I want the event to fall and flop like crazy? No. If they had better fighters, this event would be pretty fire. So these
Yeah.
are the fights, right? I don't know.
They were gonna have Autumn Ivy against Amaranth. Like, people were actually talking about that, and that would have been such a dumbass fight. And like, I tried to say this on Twitter at the time, like when everybody was saying, "Oh, Autumn Ivy should fight Amaranth." It's like, Autumn Ivy has like 20 kilos on Amaranth. She's taller too. It's like, what fight is that going to be? You're just throwing her in to get mauled? That's it? That's what you want to see? It's like, oh, but she said something bad. Okay, so you're gonna be worse? What the fuck are we talking about here? Like, is Autumn Ivy? By the way, Autumn Ivy is this absolutely huge woman. She's very attractive, I'll say that, but like, she is very muscular. She works out a lot. She trains a lot. And meanwhile, Amaranth has the constitution of 4 pencils, right? Separately, not like put together. Like, each limb is a separate pencil. So it's like, you throw that fight together, and like, Autumn Ivy's just gonna demolish her because of the size difference. So it was very, very weird to see all of the Creator Clash people on the side of having that fight happen. Very, very dumb. Very, very dumb. Especially because Amaranth didn't state she wanted to fight until other people insisted that she should fight.
These people
Because of what she
this
said.
guy, the odd one out. I like his content.
Let me see. Do I know any of these people? Okay, so
This guy that pulled out, LAB. I don't know any of these people, I'll be honest.
So this guy already dropped out. So this is the main title card fight, and this guy dropped out.
Yeah.
I know Tubbo and Snapnap.
Don't know any of these.
I know Myth.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I know this guy.
I know
the
Will
odd one
Neff.
out. I like his
Oh, Will Neff is nice. I know. I like him.
content.
He's cool.
OG YouTuber, if I'm not
Not sure
mistaken.
if I know
Don't
Freddie Wong. I think I've heard his name.
know. Oh yeah, I know this guy. I like their videos. I believe she
Don't know
works for
her.
the H3 podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
She works for the H3 podcast. That's a little bit awkward, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's really awkward.
Does she work for the
Oh,
H3
jeez.
podcast?
So the event is pretty
jeez.
mid.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking at who's fighting, it makes you
Yeah.
want to fall asleep. The event is doing absolutely horrible. It's about to go.
It's like you compare the build up for Creator Clash every time with the build up for like Misfits, right? When a Misfits boxing event gets announced, pretty much everything on YouTube turns into Misfit boxing. Like, people actually get a little bit tired of it after a while because of just how much build-up there is. You've got KSI doing videos, you've got the creators doing videos, you've got fucking boxing trainers talking about how skilled these guys are becoming, how this is actually really good for the sport. You've got all this stuff, right? And then for Creator Clash, it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen.
triple cardboard. And who is to blame for this? iDubbbz. He has barely promoted this event, and on top of that, on his most successful video that he's had in years, probably in half a decade, he never once mentioned Creator Clash 3. Now,
yeah, that's kind of, yeah, he absolutely should have snuck in a few lines about Creator Clash there.
It's crazy that you used your real estate to promote Frogan instead of your event. Oh God, what a bad call.
Yep.
Ah, jeez.
Frogan smash.
What a bad call.
The content comp was for two things: for money, because I'm sure he needs it, and to build some.
Yeah, a lot of people think that maybe the content comp was actually done because of money, like with Hassan actually paying Ethan for it. So, you know, could be. I don't know.
Buzz around the event, right? He never mentioned Creator Clash 3 once, which I thought was pretty stupid. I was like, well, if you're gonna scoop that low to make a video on your former friend and then spread lies, I would respect you a little more if you plug. So I saw this tweet, and this is pretty much the inspiration behind this video. Drama Alert posted
from live at a rally. Okay, I'll watch it.
Current seat availability for Creator Clash 3 available seats are in blue. They have a better chance of booking up the local Chili's at this point. Wow, this is fucking empty.
After this, remind me.
It's not looking too good for
what was he
live
saying?
at a rally. Okay, I'll watch it.
The inspiration behind this video. Drama Alert posted
from live at a rally. Okay, I'll watch it after this. Remind me.
It's not looking too good for Creator Clash 3, and they showed this Ticketmaster graph. This is not good. This is not good at all. Now, in my opinion, this card would have been a lot better if it had Frogan somewhere on here, maybe me versus Frogan.
I think they should throw Frogan in the ring. Yeah, absolutely. They need to throw her in the ring because everybody wants to see her get her ass beat, right? You can't just be throwing these. Like, sure, they're big names, but they're not relevant right now, right? There's no drama surrounding any of these people. They're not like in the mainstream audience's ear. The internet right now, YouTube right now, is very It's basically just a lot of domes, right? And then you see the things that are inside your dome. And then every once in a while, one of the domes gets elevated above everything else, and then everybody can see what's inside of there. And right now, that dome is Hassan and Ethan. You want to do Creator Clash 3? It needs to be between Hassan's crew and Ethan's crew. That's it. That needs to be your main event. And unless you have that, you're just never gonna make it. Like Hassan and Ethan have been talking about doing a debate. Apparently they're gonna do it on Friday. So if you know, maybe I'll maybe check that out. I'll probably won't make a video about it because I generally don't think that I will have the patience to listen to Hassan spout logical fallacies for more than 5 minutes in a row. But you need to put those people in the ring together, and absolutely people will watch it. Hey, throw in Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde with sure you can say all the stuff about him being a terrible person, maybe a Nazi, all of that stuff, right? But at this point, Hassan's a fucking Nazi. So who cares, right? Like, have the two Nazis fighting it out. You both hate Jews. You have something in common. Now fight because you still hate each other. Okay? So let's just do that. Because I think that would make much better content than this shit, right? But yes, this would be a goated fight. Frogan with anybody, honestly, because people just want to see her get beat up.
And I think that
would probably be the most viewed content she ever made.
Will be pretty hard, honestly. I
don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know. Give us entertaining fight. Who cares about 90% of these? And I'm being very.
I think this is a very fair criticism. Is that the title card fights aren't very interesting, and because of that, the event probably won't do very well.
This is why boxing is struggling so much right now, right? They don't have any superheroes. They don't have any celebrities. It's literally just people fighting. And at that point, people don't care, right? Like, unless you're going to kill somebody in the ring, people aren't going to show up. And because we're not doing that anymore, which is a good thing, it's a good thing that we're not doing that anymore. I want that established. But unless you're going to do that, you need something else to get people to show up. People need the blood. And the blood at this point needs to be ideological, moral, or just drama, right? The blood that people are seeing right now is being drawn between Hassan and Ethan. Almost call him Hathan. Regardless, that would be a goated ship. Throw them together. If iDubbbz was actually good at selling this shit, he would do that.
I don't think this is really a result of iDubbbz's reputation or a result of the content cop.
It's just him being bad at his job right now.
I think it's just the, you know, it's just the content of the.
Somebody in the comments said Tectone versus Frogman. Tectone would run through her. Like, the fight starts and he just fucking slams into her and she's gone.
Of the character, right? The content of the event itself.
Generous, more like 98%. I do think they're going to cancel it because for whatever reason, iDubbbz thought it will be smart to book it at this arena, right? This arena has a 21,000 people capacity. Now,
I'm gonna be honest. The problem isn't the arena. The problem is iDubbbz. iDubbbz just doesn't make his own content anymore. Like, he doesn't make content people want to watch anymore, and so nobody shows up anymore, right? Like, when was the last time he made a video that wasn't Content Cop? Like, I'm looking it up right now, live. So, you have...
What?
Shut up! God damn it. He's got 7 million subscribers. And barring Content Cop, his views aren't able to crack 1 million. Like, he uploads monthly, basically. Sometimes he skips a month, sometimes he skips 2. Regardless. Basically, his content is now sitting in the 200 to 300k viewership. And it's like, yeah, you're not getting the attention that you need. He is very much irrelevant, which is why he made the Content Cop. And if you're gonna make an event like this, you need relevancy.
maybe if this was 2015 or 2016, maybe even 2017, iDubbbz could have sold this out within a few weeks. But this
Absolutely.
is 2025 iDubbbz we're
He's not relevant.
talking about. I'm sure he would have a hard time selling out at a
Well,
fucking...
2014, 2015 iDubbbz would have had a better lineup, and so it wouldn't have been a problem.
And would have sold it
And
better.
this is also the issue with like a declining popularity thing like this, is that whenever you have a declining like viewer base, obviously somebody doesn't want to get punched in the face in front of 5 people, but they'd be willing to do it in front of 50,000. So the more people that you can get to watch something, the higher the appeal is to get people to participate in it.
I do think that the whole declining popularity thing is a symptom, not a cause.
That's just how it is.
In this case. Because, like, I do understand the idea of, like, I'm not going to do stupid shit in front of 5 people, right? But they do have, like, hundreds of thousands of people, as I just went over. Like, even his least viewed video goes above 200,000 views. But the fight is uninteresting. And he has a lot of LA streamer friends who would absolutely be willing to do this type of thing. But the problem is that rather than leaning into the drama, which is what YouTube viewers want to see, he is trying to kind of astroturf the thing and make sure that only the most mildest of people are allowed in the fight, and then that kind of means that nobody wants to watch it. Like, one of the things that people wanted to watch the most about Misfits boxing was straight up Gib, right? Because Gib picks fights. He picks the fights, straight up. He provokes. He pokes. He says, I'm better than you. I'm going to kill your fucking business. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And it's like, yes, that's good. You want that. Now, unfortunately, KSI seems to have taken an issue with him. They used to be friends. I don't know what the fuck happened. Regardless, now KSI didn't want him in the events. I think that was dumb. I absolutely think that was done. People wanted to watch Gib. People wanted to watch Gib versus KSI. They should have had that fight. Instead, KSI was picking fights with other people, and then he had that fucking illness where he had to fucking cancel, which is shitty, but, you know. Right? Like, you have to understand what people want to watch, and people want to see the drama.
Yeah, Leafy
People want a
versus
storyline.
iDubbbz. That's a good one.
That would be
Chili's
great.
or at a fucking In-N-Out
That would be awesome, but I don't think it'd be a fair fight because every time that iDubbbz would swing at Leafy's chin, he would just miss because there's nothing there.
establishment, let alone a 21,000 people capacity. I have a question, and hopefully someone out there could answer this for me. Who is managing the books for iDubbbz? Who told them it was a good idea to rent out this 20,000+ people capacity arena? This is just unrealistic. And at his peak, this would have been low-key kind of hard to sell as
No, it wouldn't have.
well.
I mean, with the fighters that he has, yeah, but at his peak, he would not be picking these fighters. At his peak, he would take one look at these fighters and go, who the fuck? No.
think
Mistake.
a 10,000 people capacity would
And then he'd probably drop a couple slurs.
have been perfect. This is going to lose money like crazy. And on top of that, you have to pay the fighters, right? And there's a whole bunch of other expenses. It's not only, oh, let's rent the arena, it's everything else.
That's a good idea. You could have Sender versus the other VTubers, and then maybe her boyfriend could come in halfway through the match and help her.
Yeah, the boyfriend. Yeah, man, that would be
comes with
sick.
that. In case
It's
you
a
guys
good
don't
idea.
remember, the last Creator Clash
They would have to fight in VR though. Like it would have to be a tournament of some kind.
lost $250,000, $250,000, and iDubbbz had to go on Twitch for like 10 to 12 hours to
I do think that we need to start like actually organizing content tournaments between people who are having drama instead of this whole bullshit where no, I don't want to have anything to do with them. It's like, okay, then stop making videos about them. Oh, you're gonna keep making videos about them? How about we just make a tournament? How about we make this interesting, right? Let's get some fucking people in Street Fighter. Let's get them in Tekken. Let's get them in Mortal Kombat. Let's get them in FIFA. Let's get them in Elden Ring. Let's do fucking combat. Act like we're gamers at the end of the day, right? Why the fuck are we pretending like that's not what we do? Let's do a tournament. Oh, you hate this person? All right, square the fuck up then. Let's solve this. Let's have a 1v1. Let's do that, right? That would be so much more interesting than just people hucking videos at each other, right?
raise money for charity.
Jesus.
Respectable.
I have some bad news
That
to share
sucks.
with you.
You know, every time somebody says that I need to shave my mustache, I think, nah. And then I look at iDubbbz and I'm like, maybe. But no, mine looks better.
I really don't want to share it. I feel terrible. This year has been a rough one, but this is the path that I chose, so I think it's best to be transparent. We lost $250,000 on the event.
Ouch.
The way that this typically works for anyone who's unaware is that once our expenses are paid off for the event, like all the minimums of like, you know, broadcasting, the hotel, travel, all that sort of stuff, once that's all paid off, then we can start paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't even reach the break-even point.
Jesus.
Right? We're $250,000.
So why'd you do it again?
Because he didn't learn his lesson. Because absolutely could have done it. Absolutely could have done it again. He just needed to actually understand what failed about the previous event and then fix it. But he didn't. And so this is what we get.
Like, to me, I would say, bro, we didn't make any. Like, let's try something else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
red.
And just look at this. This is brutal. If the event does
Oh my
go on,
God.
they're most likely going to just close these and just have these. So it becomes what, a 10,000 people capacity? I mean,
Looks a
iDubbbz, you gotta be
little,
realistic.
then it looks a little bit more filled up, and then it just comes down to the cameraman making sure that you don't show the back rows. Because here's the thing, right? If an event gets more viewership, it will get more viewership, right? Does that make sense? Like, if you see that something is popular, you want to get in on it. It happens with Baldur's Gate 3, it happens with Kingdom Come, it happens with Space Marine, it happens with, or Warhammer 40k in general, happened with League of Legends, happened with Clair Obscur. The more popular something is, the more people want to be a part of it. If you look at an event, the room holds 20,000 people, but you only got like 7,000 people, right? So what do? You close out things, you make sure you tighten people up, make sure people are packed nice and tight. You get people excited because you need to, like fucking food, cool events, cool music, all that shit. Get people excited. Make sure people enjoy their night out. It's not just about boxing, it's about an event. And then, when you're recording it, when you're like taking shots of the audience, never pan too far back. Never. You never do that. Because if you pan too far back, you can see that the back line is empty. No, you need to see a ton of people.
No one really likes you. No one really cares about you anymore. And I think on
this is
top
also
of that,
Jesus.
these are all tricks, right? These are all gimmicks. It needs more. It needs the substance of people liking you. It needs the substance of people wanting to watch the video. Ninja
Yes,
Warrior
Ross.
style, somebody suggested in comments, would actually be pretty sick, though. Ninja Warrior style competition.
it just sucks, dude. It's
And
generally
again, their
cares?
title card fighter just dropped out.
90% shitty. Hope I'm wrong.
A fighter just dropped out.
90.
Funky what? This is hard to
Percent.
fucking... It's hard to read these names. This one, like, what the fuck is here? What is this?
Said shitty. Hope I'm wrong, right? Because I don't want money to be taken away from charity. I am willing to
Sure.
bet
The money isn't getting taken away from charity, it's just not going to charity. It's different.
that in about 2 to 3, 4 months, iDubbbz is going to upload a video talking about how Creator Clash 3 completely flopped, and
Yeah.
he's going to have to sell his house for
He's gonna say it was Ethan's fault.
Creator.
Because that's what Hassan has been doing, right? Everything. By the way, I want you to keep in mind, Hassan started this shit with Ethan. He started it. And he started it because Hassan's chat was harassing him, saying all sorts of nasty shit about him. And Ethan said, dude, can you please control your chat? Get them to not say these things about me. Like, tell them that they're wrong for saying these things. And he said, dude, I can't control my chat, but, you know, go in there and say something slick about Hassan. You'll get banned instantly. So he absolutely has control over his chat. But then he took that, cut off contact with Ethan, and has just been on this warpath, sending viewers and his orbiters after Ethan, doing all sorts of bullshit against him. And somehow he still paints Ethan as the one doing all that stuff. I've seen no brigading from Ethan's side whatsoever. None. And I say this as somebody who doesn't like either one of them.
Last 4. He has no idea what he's doing with this live. Then we get this update. They have removed all the upper bowl sitting,
Yeah.
which was what I was just
Why
talking
would you even do that's not even like
about. If I was iDubbbz or Anissa, I would be freaking the fuck out. I don't know how much it costs to rent a
I would
whole
find a way to cancel that shit. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
arena.
I would say
Can't
like, yeah,
imagine it
bro,
being
like
cheap.
this
I
is
do
it.
believe the content comp was
I'm out.
definitely for money to fund Creator Clash 3. At
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that at all.
this rate, we'll probably get 3 more content comps just so they can
Ooh,
fund the fucking
yeah,
arena.
take
I do
the L.
think this might be the last one.
You know how he'd fix himself, though? You know how Ian could actually fix it? Make a content cop on Hassan and be just as bad for Hassan as it was for Ethan. Like, now you need to go on Ethan's side and say, hey man, I want to work with you and your people to make a video on Hassan the way I worked with Hassan and his people to make a video on you. Because right now, Content Cop has been about creators who were being shitty. In order to be believed in that regard, you need to be somewhat impartial. He has not been impartial at all. Not even a little bit impartial. And because of that, people aren't taking the Content Cop seriously. They just looked at it and went, oh, it's a Hassan Glaze Fest. And then they move on, right? They don't watch the whole thing. They don't care about the whole thing. They just show up, leave a dislike, and dip out. And the same thing would likely maybe happen with a Hassan Content Cop, but I don't think so. Because more people dislike Hassan.
Once again, hope I'm wrong. I think
this
it's a
one's gonna be
pretty
the last one.
interesting concept.
Realistically.
It's just horribly
he's damaged his reputation too much for people to want to interact with him willingly. That's just the truth.
managed. The only time you hear about it is when there's drama with iDubbbz. No
Yeah.
one genuinely cares for most of the fighters. And on top of that, iDubbbz is not even promoting it. It says right here,
Yeah.
Creator Clash 3 has discounted
I didn't even know
about
about
half
this.
of all available seating and reduced their price for seats also by about half. This is so close to the ring. It used to go for $215 and now it's going for $117. Now I think this is a bit
That is way too expensive.
further, but
That is like 3 times the price that people are willing to pay.
still. And once again, the only person
Like, I would pay $30 to go to a boxing event. I'm not paying 120.
That you could blame is iDubbbz. And then we got this. Jake Paul announced his
And by the way, the only reason, oh, Jake Paul announced his next box event will be on the same day as iDubbbz. Okay, yes, Creator Clash is dead. But the thing is, the only way I would pay that much is if I get there, food and drinks are free. I can eat and drink as much as I want. Like, be it beer, I don't really drink beer, but still, beer, other beverages, whatever, and like hot dogs and other like food that you eat at these places. If I'm paying 120, I'm not paying you a cent more. You cannot just say, oh, but it's for charity. It doesn't matter, dude. It's a value proposition for me, right? You're selling me a product. The product needs to be good, and the product is not worth that much.
next boxing event will be the same day as iDubbbz's Creator Clash 3.
Oh my god.
Cooked. Dead.
Oh jeez.
I mean, I'm not going to watch either, truth be told. I don't give a fuck about
I am more interested about the Jake Paul events because they involve Jake Paul getting punched in the head. So, you know, I'll actually probably check that one out.
Jake Paul or his boxing career. He's always boxing people that are so old or people
Jake
who
Paul's
are
gonna kill it. Yeah, people like Jake
so
Paul.
past their
People like watching him get fucked up, and he does fight people who are past their prime. But at the same time, so does every other major boxing prodigy. They all fight bums. Jake Paul is actually fighting people that are much more impressive than the average journeyman. Because the average journeyman fights bums to pad out their resume. And he's fighting former champions. He's fighting fucking upcoming champions like Tyson Fury? No. Is his name Tyson Fury? Yeah, it's Tyson Fury, I think. He was fighting him. He's fighting Mike Tyson, or trying to. Did he ever end up fighting Mike Tyson? Doesn't really matter. But he's fighting these big names, right? And because he's fighting these big names, he's getting a lot more attention on him. He's getting a lot of people talking about him. Jake Paul actually knows how to sell a boxing event.
prime. So
Well, they might not like him, but they want to see him get knocked out.
Yes.
I'll probably
And
go
so people
to
actually watch
the
the video.
Jake
Yeah.
Paul one. If you're paying $30 to $50 for a boxing event, who are you going to see? iDubbbz, who's not even fighting,
I remember even my dad had an opinion about the Mike Tyson one.
Yeah.
or are you going to see Jake
Yeah,
Paul?
he did end
It
up fighting Mike
low-key
Tyson.
feels like they're doing this on purpose to sabotage themselves and then play victim. Of course,
Yeah.
that's just my insane tinfoil conspiracy theory mode going on.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't mind being victimized, right? Like, iDubbbz right now kind of just lives off of a permanent victim status, and nobody really vibes with it. Nobody likes that shit. Everybody can see it. Everybody can tell that you're basically just trying to victimize yourself. You want to be seen as poor boo-hoo baby man. And that's it, right? Like, nobody thinks of you as a man anymore. They think of you as a victim because that's what you've made yourself into. And so, because of that, nobody's gonna take you seriously, man.
But it just doesn't make any sense. If I'm iDubbbz, right, and I'm going all out, I'm gonna revive a dead series that I hated doing. I might as well plug my boxing event, right? I have no shame at this point. So here I am
Yep.
on the Ticketmaster website. I'm nowhere near Florida, but if I was in Florida, I would go to the event if it even happens in the first place. So I'm recording this video April 25th.
It's kind of sad
Oh, wait, 2 tickets for $17. Okay, that seems more reasonable. Yeah, sure.
because I remember the first Creator Clash that happened was so fucking popular. Like, everybody was.
Yeah, because it was the first one, right? Like, oh my god, a bunch of people are boxing. And not to mention, Creator Clash was popular. The Misfits event and the Jake Paul events were way bigger. So much bigger. It wasn't even funny.
There, all of the popular internet people were there and everything. And it seems like, I think this is another big issue. It's like a meta level issue, is that a lot of these like big events, they were popular because of the COVID. Like, it was like a second order effect from COVID, where like COVID blew up people's audiences a lot. And because of these larger audiences that were created artificially, you had a lot of people that were creating these public events and they were gaining popularity. But now that things have stabilized more, you had a lot of that fall apart.
A bit, but it's also about just not knowing how to sell the product, right? Like, I'm not seeing the same level of advertisement of these products that was there before, right? It's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's Jesus, this is rough. I would not be surprised if they close this section as well. I mean, look at this section, dude. $212. Is iDubbbz going to personally come over and give me a hand job for this money? At this point, my conspiracy hat is back.
I wouldn't take it from iDubbbz. I take it from Anissa in front of iDubbbz.
Back on. Does he want
200.
the event to flop on purpose?
He's probably into it. He's not allowed to touch himself, though. He can only watch.
This is a tragic way to go out, and I do think it's going to
It's
get
sad to see.
canceled.
But yeah, if iDubbbz was smart, he's a millionaire, right? Like, or at least very close to. He should have just been investing in shit. Like, this whole time, he should have been buying investments. He should have been pivoting it to business. Because you clearly do not enjoy making the same type of content that people made you popular for. So at this point, you need to pivot. You need to change your content. And you change your content, sure, but you need to make investment. You need to maintain things. You need to create a legacy for your kids. And if you're not doing that, what the fuck are you doing?
Unless they want to perform in front of 50 to 80 people. I mean, as long
Yeah.
as charity gets money, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, but they won't because it's not going to be getting anything.
I guess
But they're
aligning
not going to get the money if the people don't show up, because that's how they
with
make
Hassan
money.
Piker and
Exactly.
that part of
Just
the
how it
community
is.
did absolutely no favors. Yeah, man, it's looking rough, but
Plus, yeah, Hassan Piker's community is the permanently online libtard. They don't buy shit. They don't buy shit. They pipe up about video games. They pipe up about comics. They pipe up about events and TV shows and movies and all that shit. They never go watch them. They don't. So just don't disregard their opinion on everything and move on and actually try to get the attention of voice crack. Sorry, that's staying in. Actually try to get the attention of people who will watch your content, who will consume your product.
you know, this is what he chose. When you look at the actions have consequences. But with that said, what do you guys think of the situation? Are you guys going to
Nobody's watching that shit.
Are you guys going to Creator Clash 3? If you are, let me know. Let me know how it is. Let me know in the
Ain't
comments
nobody-
below.
ain't nobody
I'll just
showing
be
up.
waiting for iDubbbz to announce the fact that it performed absolutely horribly and now they're in debt.
He should cancel
and, he's going to have to stream for like 35 hours to make the money up. But I don't know. Only time will tell. But anyways, I'm out. Subscribe to the channel so I can fight in Creator Clash 4. That's going to
Okay.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Absolutely. Look, iDubbbz is way too far up in his own ass to realize that the only way to make Creator Clash popular again is if it actually is a clash of creators. Get people that people don't like in there. Get Hassan fighting Sam Hyde. Get Ethan Klein in there fighting Frogan. Get fucking Tectone fighting his biggest hater. Get fucking Asmongold in there. Fucking convince Asmongold to go in there and fight some other malnourished piece of shit. I don't know, man. You need to be getting these people excited for blood to be drawn. And unless you can do that, nobody's gonna watch.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'll give this guy, I've never watched his videos before. I'll link it to you guys real quick. I think this actually had nothing to do with any drama with the content cop or anything like that. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I think it's just simply that the event wasn't really that interesting. It's basically compounding off of the lack of interest from the previous event, a reduction in people that are willing to be title card fighters. And I think all of these things happening came together and it damaged the event in a way that I don't think is recoverable.
Yeah.
I don't think Creator Clash is really going to do very well. I don't think they're going to make their money back. And I think overall it's going to be a negative.
Yeah, pretty much what he said. I already said everything I had to say about this throughout the video. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.